This episode of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Ocean City Department of Tourism.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Delmarva Life Springfest 2014. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hoppa. Thousands are expected in the resort town this weekend, all for one reason: Springfest.
Today we feature the iconic fishing pier where so many of you have probably stood casting your fishing lines, making memories to last a lifetime.
Or how about taking a spin on that charismatic carousel, or being whipped around to the Trippers rides and amusements?
And what would the festival be without food? Today it's our time to make the donuts with none other than the fractured prune. And have you ever wondered how it got its name? We answer that too.
But we're not done yet. Who could forget about the vendors, the people and the businesses who make this festival thrive? Coming up, we feature two artists who not only embrace the true spirit of the town of Ocean City and the many feet that have traveled its beloved boards, but also make princess dreams that all come true with the help of a little tutu.
Delmarva Life Springfest 2014 starts right now. Well, with Memorial Day just a few weeks away, here in Ocean City, the unofficial start of summer starts right now.
Thousands are expected in the resort town for one reason: Springfest.
With the recent cold temperatures, winds, and rain, many of us started our countdown to summer weeks ago. But this weekend, no matter what the forecast, Springfest has officially arrived. So what is Springfest?
Excitement, fun, friends, and a lot of money.
We usually walk away with 2 or 3 things.
Yeah?
The crafts we love.
Oh, I love coming up because I always go to one of the tents in here. It's called You Two Dogs, and I always get something from my dog every year.
Food, oh, yes. Food, music, the music and the food. Yeah. We come all the time.
And all of the fun and entertainment began 24 years ago thanks to this man, Jim Hall. It was started so that Ocean City could extend their summer season for the town and bring local businesses and people from all around the country together in one place. And only the finest will do.
They do a good job of bringing in very unique vendors and judging them and making sure that they're quality people.
As a matter of fact, Springfest boasts more than 180 premium arts and crafts vendors, as well as dozens of gourmet food vendors offering everything from pizza to crab cakes to fries and, those funnel cakes. And all the food is housed under one tent. The food is so famous here at Springfest that even the big music acts have to get a sample.
One of my more memorable times was when one of the groups came over and wanted to buy things at a discount. I guess there's no reason to say who they were, but they wanted a discount because they were with the band. And I said, no, this money all stays in the community, and I should charge you a little extra because you're making plenty of money.
So what do you think we could do to make it better?
Well, you could work on this weather. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to do.
Ron, I think we got the weather thing covered. Sunny and in the 70s.
You know, Jimmy, that weather sounds perfect for a stroll down the boardwalk. And you know the iconic boards in Ocean City are just steps away from Springfest. There's a lot to see and do along the nearly 2.5-mile long span, but it started small. Just enough boards to get across the sand in front of the local hotels. That was in 1892. The first expansion came a few years later when the Trimper family built a resort. And despite a massive fire in 1925 and a massive storm in 1933, it's grown over the years to what it is today.
Over the years, it expanded as the town expanded. It went up to 9th Street for a while, about that area. And then when the Commander Hotel was built in 1930 on 14th Street, Boardwalk didn't even go that far. So later on it expanded to 15th Street, and then I would say by about 1960s it made it all the way to 27th Street.
In 1991, the town built a massive seawall to protect the boardwalk from storms, and in 2012 the boardwalk was renovated with all new boards. So you might be asking, what did they do with all of those boards? Well, they put them to good use, a use that could put parts of the iconic boardwalk in your home. And it's all thanks to one Berlin man. This is the Ocean City Boardwalk. Well, at least it was before it was renovated a couple of years ago. The old decking boards are stacked in a backyard in Berlin, getting ready for a new life. That new life is thanks to this man. Chris Max is the owner of a business called Boardwalked. a business that started, he says, by accident.
The town of Ocean City was renovating the boardwalk a couple of years ago. The discarded decking boards were just going to be thrown away or taken to the dump.
So Chris came up with an idea to recycle or upcycle the boards.
It was, like most ideas, accidental, where I was able to get a couple of pieces of the wood, and I know of a process where you can transfer a photo onto a piece. So I put a few pictures of my daughter for Christmas presents for grandma and whatnot, and then a light bulb went off and said, wow, all this wood can be spent putting just fantastic memories of Ocean City on the actual piece of boardwalk.
Chris started taking pictures of iconic spots around the resort town, places people hold close to their heart.
Everyone's got such great memories of Ocean City that it's such a natural keepsake. You know, it's a tangible piece of your vacation that you didn't want to see let go.
The magic is made in a workshop behind Chris's house.
It's a multi-step process where one end of it is sort of a construction, you sort of refurbish the wood. Another end is the photography and photo preparation.
After cutting the wood, Chris sands each piece and cleans them up a bit. He says no two pieces are alike.
Some of the pieces are a little newer. Some of them are really beat up and rustic. Some have old screws or nails or thrash or grease on them.
Then it's off to the workbench to match the piece of boardwalk with a picture.
I use different gels and mediums where I prepare it, and then I'm able to transfer the photo right onto the boardwalk with.
So far, Chris says he's taken about 90 different pictures, and his inventory is growing all the time.
I get suggestions all the time. You know what you should do, you know what you should do. But all the great places that meant so much to all the tourists and myself and everyone else, I tried to capture that.
He says the biggest seller so far is the downtown boardwalk arch that greets visitors as they approach the boards.
And that's probably my favorite also. I think a close second would be I took a shot underneath the pier before the storm took it away. And I got a cool shot right underneath the fishing pier.
And through social networking, Chris is able to reach out to people to find pictures of places that are no more, but still evoke memories.
The one that I don't have that I really want is the shantytown. So if anyone's got a great picture of shantytown, I'd love to be able to use it, and I'd give them a free one.
Chris says the response to his art has been overwhelming. In fact, he's not able to do all the work himself.
It's really been an organic process where I didn't know what I was getting into, but I figured out pretty quick that I better start stepping up the assembly, and I actually have a few people that help work for me now.
But that doesn't mean each piece doesn't get his artistic touch.
Each piece is unique. Although the photo might be the same, I craft each piece with my own touch to give it the character and its own unique sort of feel to it.
And what once spent decades along the beach in Ocean City is finding its way around the country.
Even better, it's all over the world. I've had pieces go to soldiers overseas. I had somebody send one to New Zealand, send one to Thailand.
Providing a piece of summer's past to keep close to the heart, no matter where life leads you. And you can find Chris and his boardwalk art at the vendor tents all weekend long, or you can buy his art year-round online or at the Kite Loft on the boardwalk. Jimmy?
Lisa, that is fascinating. There's another form of art that you're going to find at Springfest. It's on stage. Randy Lee Ashcraft and the Saltwater Cowboys, you saw them on Delmarva Live last week. They're on stage right now. Now, as far as the rest of the lineup, here you go. Merle Haggard takes the stage 8 o'clock tonight at the Ocean City Inlet parking lot. Now, his show is sold out, but you might be able to hear him if you listen closely. Besides Merle Haggard in Ocean City, that's just cool. Now, here's a look at tomorrow's lineup. Rick Kay and the All-Nighters take the stage at 10 o'clock in the morning. At noon, it's, oh boy, a tribute to Buddy Holly. You're going to hear Jimmy Smooth and Hit Time at 2 tomorrow afternoon. 4 o'clock, it's the Patty Reese Band. Oh, we're not finished yet. Loverboy with special guest The Reagan Years take the stage at Springfest tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And on to Sunday, the Recreation Dancers take the stage at 11:30 in the morning. Then it's bluesman Tom Larson at 1:30 and the Delmarva Big Band at 3:30. That's not the only music that you're going to hear when you visit Ocean City for Springfest. There are also the sounds of the famous carousel at Trimper's, the kids laughing and making memories with the ones they love. Up next on Delmarva Live, we're going to take a step back into Trimper's history, including obstacles the family had to overcome and how they're building for the future. Ocean City has had to rebuild after Superstorm Sandy ripped apart the iconic fishing pier. The pieces were put back in place. The pier stands strong once again. But that's just one chapter of the landmark story. We're going to dive into the pier's history and tell you why a walk down the boards is a must at Springfest. Another thing that is a must is trying those tasty, famous crab cakes. Can you imagine cooking them for the crowds here? The volunteers who do it are going to put me to the test. And it's not just the salty. Very few vacationers visit Ocean City without a stop for the sweet too, particularly fresh hot donuts. For nearly 40 years, they've found them at the Fractured Prune. So what is the secret to the delectable confectionery? Lisa puts on an apron, gets her hands messy to find out. And how do they come up with the name Fractured Prune anyway? We're going to find out. Delmarva Live Springfest 2014. We'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.